Hello, James, and welcome to Monday, a thing that occurs every week. I don't know where I was going with that. Anywho, been reading a lot about obsession and the back rooms and Curry Barker and that other 20-year-old that I can't remember his name. Those guys. And just thinking about all the stuff, YouTube films, YouTubers that are making films that are now going to Hollywood. I think of David, aka Pony Smasher, spacing on the rest. There's another guy that's a movie reviewer, and he made, I think, Shelby Oaks, which I think you said you saw, and he seemed like it was kind of mixed, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good sign. I think YouTubers, I mean, not all of them are great, but not all Hollywood directors are great. So hopefully, some better YouTubers, some people that show some talent and ability to make something under constraints. Which I know there's like Mr. Beast who spends, I don't know, shit tons of money on stuff. But I would probably say that most YouTubers don't have a shit ton of money. Could be wrong. But I hope the future of YouTube and perhaps the future of Hollywood, because I've always thought of YouTube as a potential place for like short films, features, series, because you can make a playlist, and the playlist can be seasons, basically TV shows, and like behind the scenes and sharing. So I was like, if the future of YouTube could be, it's a lot of things. There's lots of different types of video entertainment, I suppose. But as long as like the film geeks or film people that like watching movies, which I watch, YouTube's movie official YouTube page. I love going to their free section. Yeah, it's the TV edits. You can tell sometimes when they cut out words or try to do a weird dub. Because, they usually cut out somewhat offensive stuff, but I enjoy watching that. I should probably check out Tubi. I don't think they make them TV cuts, but I could be wrong. I make lists on Tubi, like a watch list, but my main source of movies is YouTube, Canopy, and the library. And I get Canopy access through my library, so I don't pay for that. But I only get 12 credits, and depends on the movie, but I think most of them are like 2 credits or tickets or whatever they call them. Anywho, but that refreshes every month. I did watch yesterday Cuckoo, which is Neon, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. It's like, was it the Alps? I don't know, some mountains. I should have paid attention. A really pretty location. And the main character, I really liked her acting, and then I liked just the pacing and the way the story unfolded, and little details that came out as the story unfolded. Anyway, I was watching, I'm like, I really liked it. What else? Oh, I haven't watched the movie yet. I watched the commentary track, which I guess you should watch the movie before the commentary, but I didn't. Picked up this, It Follows, by director David Robert Mitchell, and I was like, I really liked it, the commentary track, but I'm gonna watch the movie now, because I bought this. It's not library. I bought it at Half Price Books, trading in some stuff, and it was $6, and I was like, well, the library doesn't have that, and I've been wanting to see it. Commentary track was good. Wasn't any of the creators. It was a film critic, and then a little bit into the film, after he was talking about, but he started bringing in other people occasionally. It was good. I set that down there. Gonna watch that. But Robert Mitchell also directed The Silver Lake, or Under the Silver Lake, which I know you've mentioned. So I'm gonna check it out. Plus I like the actor in it. And then also saw a new trailer. He's apparently making like a dinosaur movie. Anyway, weird. I also picked up this because I figured, why not watch some more I don't know if I've watched Japanese horror. I used to watch a bit of Akira Kurosawa, never his color stuff, just his older black and white stuff. I don't think I've ever watched Japanese horror though. Anywho, gonna check this out. It's got a commentary by Sam Raimi and Scott Siegel. I think that's one of his writer friends. I don't know. I guess I'm assuming they liked the movie. That's why they're doing the commentary. I haven't seen this movie or its remake or sequels. I guess the whole series. And I haven't seen the American editions. I remember the trailers back in the day though. I picked it up because my wife said that that one was actually scary. I also picked up Character by Robert McKee. And we flipped through it a little bit so far. Made some notes. Thought this part was good. The what does my character want? 2 desires. An immediate effect, you know, like so, like what they want to happen now. And that will help take them to step 2, hopefully, which step 2 would be what they want to, the long-term desire. So that would be, the short-term one would be scene objective, and the long-term one would be super objective. So I was thinking about it from seeing Cuckoo last night. Watching it, I was thinking, okay, well, the main character's desire is she's in a kind of a shitty family situation. Her dad really isn't paying a ton of attention to her. Got the new wife. For a bit, you think, oh, and this could be spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen the movie, so stop now if you're not into spoilers. I'm not good at not spoiling things. But anywho, so there's some kind of connection a little bit between her and her sister, which her sister is not by law, is the new mom's sister. And there's tie-ins to the importance of her. But I liked the way they played out that relationship. But I also like the way that, so I think generally speaking is, she's in a kind of a bad family situation and she wants to go home. She wants to find a home because she doesn't really have a home to go back to, as we kind of find out later on. But yeah, and so in the end, I think she kind of does that. Like I think her super objective is, you know, get the fuck out of this place and get back to like a home, to a family. And I think in the end, at least to me, it was suggested that she kind of has that little family or that little group. So like specific scenes, you can see, well, she's now working at this resort place and she's like, fuck it, I'm sick of this place, I'm gonna get out. And she's taking money. So immediate objective, you know, get some money and get the fuck out of here. That of course doesn't work out well because, oh boy, now I can't remember. Oh, I think it's the agent that walks in. The agent, cop guy. Things are, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened now. I gotta rewatch it. Shit, I can't remember the whole scene. But anyway, it was making sense. I think like reading, you know, a little bit of character, watching movies, trying to take them apart. I'm looking at my movies, short films, whatever they are. And part of me is always like, oh shit, I can't sit here. My films are boring. I gotta have moving, things gotta move. And then they're just short and there's nothing going on. So I need to like, I wanna make longer films, but I wanna make longer films because I am trying to figure out how to make stories. And I know this started out with like the whole YouTube thing, like YouTubers in Hollywood, which I may have just, yeah, I don't write these. This is made up on the spot. Don't know where I'm going with all this. So I want to make longer films, but I'm trying to figure out how to make them long while not being boring. So not just trying to add filler, but trying to add tension. and I need to do better at taking notes. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to deconstruct a movie, and I'm sitting there watching, and an hour's gone by, and I'm like, I didn't really take notes. Not very good at that. I just kind of watching it, which I make is good, I suppose. But I want to figure out more on like, because I can feel it when I'm watching a certain film. I'm like, ooh, something's like you can feel tense, or there's something like tension in the scene, the way characters or situations are built, and so I want to build up on that more. Yeah. Yeah, the two things there, I thought that was pretty cool. I was just flipping through the book a little bit, taking notes. And then, yeah, I've been reading a bunch of articles. I have some pulled up Sundance here on Wikipedia. And apparently it's like 47 years old. Yeah, 1978 in Utah. Yeah, even though I think they're moving to Colorado. But Colorado's pretty nice. As nice or better than Utah. But yeah. So if YouTube's the new Sundance, oh, that's kind of where I'm going. Obviously, it's where people are going to find good movies. But what I really hope, long term for YouTube, I mean, like again, YouTube's all kinds of things. There's gaming videos, there's reaction. It's just a bunch of shit. But for the film-centric part of it, I think it'd be cool to see more films, features, shorts, series, all that on YouTube, and then also have like a lot more behind the scenes on those, and even more technical. What's most vivid to me is probably Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Early days of DVDs. I think those early days when I started buying them, or no, maybe it was early days. I remember when we first got our first DVD player. It was pretty cool because there was already several people that we knew had DVDs, I'm pretty sure, or I knew about them somehow, and I was like, oh my gosh, a DVD player. And my dad worked at a certain company that had Christmas parties, and then they gave away a DVD player and Christmas vacation. So that was our longest time. We had that DVD for the longest time, I think. I don't know if my parents bought DVDs for a while, but I remember, for some reason, I'm pretty sure I remember these two movies are my first. Hearts in Atlantis with Anthony Hopkins and the first Star Wars movie. I think those were my first two ever DVDs. And I watched a ton of the Star Wars DVDs behind the scenes. They're always 2-disc sets. I'm like, yes, give me features. I also bought all the Lord of the Rings extended editions. I don't know if I've ever watched the third Lord of the Rings, but I know I've watched the behind the scenes to I think all those films. Back in the day, I was really big into like, I want to make CGI monsters and do cool shit. And there was a lot of behind the scenes in Star Wars and Lord of the Rings on CGI. So what I wanted for this channel for a while, but what I'd love to see is YouTube where people make films and then they make videos where they talk about how they made those films. How did you get that shot? How did you do that effect? How did you write the story? How did you do this? Like, and then share useful information. So it's like more of a community. So I don't want YouTube just to be like a YouTube is the new Sundance Film Festival, but a new like film school as well. And there's a lot of stuff out there. There's tutorials on all kinds of stuff. So anyway, just that's the kind of stuff I'd like to see. But and the stuff I'm kind of trying to make. My behind the scenes are kind of random. I just try to make them. Yeah, they're kind of random at the moment, but I try to make them quickly. And I've got more ideas for them, but I want to play around with stuff. So it's just all my stuff right now is really experimental. But I am trying to write scripts for each one of my films now. Not necessarily because they need it, as of how short they are right now, but just trying to get into the practice of sitting down and writing and trying to think through a few things. So yeah, working on a script. Not working on a script. I have Slugline open and I keep looking at it, but gonna make a new short this week. It's just gonna have Orson in it. My eldest, Scylla, which you would know Scylla by Scylla James. But they also, for film credits and stuff like that, they want to go by Artemis. Wells. So Scylla, or Artemis, and Orson are my two kids, and they're the ones I keep putting in the films. But Artemis, my eldest, is off or just left this morning for almost a week for a little. So it's their Indian middle school, and they're part of like a kind of a more special program, I guess. So the 8th graders all gonna go out on like a week-long thing and have like a fun camping trip. And then I think they only have like a week or so after that, and then they're done with school, and then they're gonna go to high school. Crazy. So my eldest is off, but my youngest, he's like, hey, Dad, we need to make a film, because he's on top of this weekly film stuff. So we're gonna make a film with him. But yeah. Not sure where I started with this whole thing. Plot, I should have like at least bullet points maybe, then I can kind of check off stuff. But now it's almost 16 minutes long, so I'm gonna stop. Basically, watching and reading. See how much watching I'll get in this week. After I'm done with this, I gotta go do a couple inside chores, and then I gotta go make a mailbox, because our mailbox is falling apart. So I've got outside chores this week. Anywho, ta-ta for now. Keep on making movies. Oh, I did like the cat video. Making movies. That first shot, I don't know which cat that is. That was a chunky, it looks kind of like one of was it the smaller white one? I was like, holy shit, that cat's gotten big since I've seen it. I think, what's it called? It's an H.P. Lovecraft story, and there's like these people that come through town or something, and then there's cats, but then there isn't, because someone kills them all. But I think there's like a boy who's affected by it. He's like, he killed my fucking cat, and then he's like, he goes and kills the people or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing this stuff up, but it's like an H.P. Lovecraft story, and I was like, you could take that. I think you could take that, put it in a modern setting, and make it like kind of like the movie Weapons, but about cats instead of kids, and still have like a supernaturally weird element to it. I don't have cats, so I was like, I could make them in Blender and do weird stuff, kind of like the lazy Blender tutorials where he just takes a side profile image or whatever and kind of animates it. It's like I could make some cheesy looking cats maybe or something, but if you have some cats, obviously you do, and you could even duplicate them, clone them and stuff. Yeah, cat horror film. Random thought, but anywho, can't wait to see what you put out this month. We're already in June, so gotta start working on the next short. And yeah, ta-ta for now.